This is Larry Henares making your day with part 2 of an article on Time magazine entitled Advantage China. We continue to quote, China is announcing its intention to lead the world by building almost everywhere on it. Beijing offers direct financial and political support for its strategic industries 365 days a year. The government protects Chinese companies charged with stealing the intellectual property of foreign firms. It provides direct funding for strategic sectors. It writes laws designed specifically to help them grow. And it engages in industrial espionage and cyber attacks against foreign competitors. This level of protection is especially important in an age where the most important variables globally will be the pace and scale of technological change. Automation has already upended labor demographics in the developed world. 87.8% of manufacturing jobs lost in the United States between 2000 and 2010 were the result of automation and improved technology, according to a 2015 study by Ball State University. Technological upheaval is now poised to displace hundreds of millions of workers in the developing world, including many who have only recently risen from poverty. But the Chinese government's finer control of its economy will help absorb some of the shock that will have bigger effects elsewhere. More about this after these messages. This is Larry Henares making your day with part 2 of an article in Time magazine entitled Advantage China. We continue to quote, you take China's big 3 oil companies, CNOOC, PetroChina, and Sinopec, have each benefited large infusions of cash from the state via state-owned banks. Similarly, the heavily indebted state-owned chemical giant ChemChina was able to acquire Swiss firm Syngenta and its biotech assets for $43 billion only because the Chinese government made it clear that food security in China is a strategic priority and that the state would guarantee ChemChina's financial stability. Private firms benefit too. Telecoms firm Huawei is poised to dominate the global development of the 5th generation mobile infrastructure, particularly in developing countries, thanks to a hefty credit line from China Development Bank, which lends in support of the Chinese government's policy agenda. Donald Trump can only envy the Chinese government's ability to use policy and subsidy to decide which companies will win and which will lose, and the power that reflects on the ruling party. But jobs and industry are not the only ways that China's leaders ensure political unity. They also use technology to bolster the ruling party's political control in ways that Western governments cannot. As we embark on the world's biggest social experiment ever, entire generations interacting with society primarily through smartphones, we see enormous power for institutions that have the means to control those interactions and the data that they produce. In the West, companies use algorithms to expand profitability, while citizens use them to become better informed consumers. In China, companies use algorithms at the behest of the government to ensure that citizens remain within the rules of order set by the political leadership. There is no better example of this than the social credit system that China is developing, a system that allows state officials to assess a person's financial data, social connections, consumption habits, and respect for the law to establish the citizen's trustworthiness. More tomorrow, my dear friends. This is Lara Henares, making your day, saying good day, God bless you. Thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, hasta la bye-bye.